Hello there. I'm just going to give you guys a few minutes to pop on. I just wanted to welcome you to the 5-day quick fix challenge. I'm really excited for this. And I'll just kind of wait a couple minutes just to see if anybody's going to pop on. It usually takes a couple minutes. Hello, Kristen. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for joining live. I'm just waiting for a couple minutes to let people pop on. Hi, Shirley. Nice to see you guys. Good morning, Kristen. It's actually good afternoon now for me. I guess it's still morning for you. Hi, Shirley. Nice to see you. Somebody else is on. I don't know who it is. Oh, Soila. Hi, Soila. All right, we're going to get started in a few minutes here, ladies. Thank you so much for joining live. I really love this whole live video thing because I can really connect with you guys and I can kind of chat with you, although the chat box sometimes distracts me and I get off topic sometimes. Hey, Soila. So I'm going to get started. So first of all, I'm going to kind of start with a couple housekeeping items. Welcome to the 5-day quick fix challenge. I'm really excited to be doing this. And I know you guys know me that are on live, but for anybody, hey Kristen, for anybody that doesn't know me, I'm Kate Scott, and I became a health and fitness coach because I struggled with my weight for quite a long time. At one point I was 250 pounds, and it was a real struggle for me to get that weight off. And during that whole time, it was kind of an up and down thing. And a lot of people that know me now can never picture me at 250 pounds, but there's pictures, there's proof. And I've had a lot of transformations because I've done the yo-yo thing up and down. Like I just couldn't control it. I would lose weight. I would try every fad diet out there, and I would be successful with it for a little bit. Hello, Jenny. Hello, Beth. I'd be successful for a little bit, but then I would just put it all back on because I couldn't figure out a way to maintain it, because these fad diets, like they're horrible. They're not lifestyle changes. And so that's why I became a coach, is because I wanted to help other people with the same struggles that I've gone through. And recently hey Amy, recently I've actually, I kind of got a little bit off track over Christmas and everything. You know, life happens. And I put on a little bit of weight again, like the yo-yo thing. I put on about 20 pounds, and I've got a wedding in, I think it's like 39 days now. And it was kind of about a month ago. It was a wake-up call. I had hurt my shoulder, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have a wedding dress to fit into. At that point, it was about 2.5, 3 months. And so that was what got my butt kind of kicked back into gear. And over the course of 30 days, I actually lost 7.5 pounds, and I lost 3.5 inches. And that kind of inspired this challenge, because I know there's so many of you out there that, you know, either you just want to get a bikini body or lose a couple pounds before summer, or fit into a wedding dress, or fit into a dress, because there's tons of weddings happening this summer. So just fit into a dress to look amazing at somebody else's wedding or graduation or whatever it is. So I really wanted to share all the tips and everything that I've learned with you guys, so that you can have success with that too. So in reality, there's actually no quick fix for weight loss. Sorry to burst your bubble. But the other problem is, the faster that you lose weight, the faster and easier it comes back on. So the key here is that you need to kind of make changes, but make it a lifestyle change and to create habits. And my purpose here of creating this challenge is to help you kind of get that quick fix, see some quick results, so that you're able to stay motivated, so that you can actually make some long-term changes and make this a habit. And that is kind of my overall goal by the end of this, is that you've kind of created some habits. I've helped you to take action. I've educated you about why you do certain things, and I've told you exactly what you need to do. But the thing that I can't do for you is I can't make you do it. You need to do it yourself. You need to decide that you're going to take action, and you need to commit to making a change. And I do offer coaching, but I will talk about that later. So just a quick little bit of housekeeping just about this challenge, kind of a little bit about what it's about. That didn't really make sense. you should have received an email every day, or you should be receiving an email every morning. And in that email, if you haven't gotten the email, just make sure that you check your junk mail folder and add me to your contact list or your safe list, because a lot of the times it will just go to the junk. Now, at the end of this challenge, I'll be doing a prize drawing for a 21-day fix workout video, and also some packets of Shakeology. And the way that you can win the prize, like I said, it's going to be a drawing, so it's going to be random. But the more you participate, the more chances you have to win this prize. So every time you hop on and say live, so everybody who's live here, who's on right now, is going to get a chance to win. Today we have 3 chances to win. The first one was this morning when you introduced yourself. So anybody who popped in and introduced yourself and told me about your goals, that's a chance to win. Right now is a chance to win. And then also by participating in the challenge, which I'll talk about at the end, that's also a chance to win. And the reason for having this challenge is not that I want to give you guys homework, but because I want you to be able to take action, because that's what this challenge is all about. It's about me teaching you what you need to know and you doing it and implementing that. So I'm not going to bore you anymore with the whole housekeeping stuff. So I'm going to talk about the exciting topic today about belly bloat, how to get rid of it, and about the fat blasting abs and how to get that 6-pack that you've always wanted. So first of all, what is belly bloat and what causes it? Anybody who's on live here want to give me some answers as to what makes you kind of feel gross and what makes your belly just like pop out like to there and feel like you're pregnant? I know for me, it's food, and that's the thing with most people is bloating and gassiness, and any sort of, salt too, any sort of abdominal discomfort is usually tied to what you eat. Now, we're going to talk more about the food part tomorrow. Today I'm more talking about exercise and just kind of some general things. So number 1 is overeating. So overeating will always make your belly go out, feel bloated, and just feel generally disgusting. I know when I go out to eat, if I go to a buffet, it's horrible. Feel like unbuttoning your pants at the end of the meal, and just so nobody can see it, just so that you can be a little bit more comfortable. So obviously, in order to get over overeating, you need to eat smaller portions. And one way to do this is to eat 5 or 6 smaller meals throughout the day. Instead of eating 3 large meals like we were taught when we were growing up, is to eat more often. And eating more often will also help to increase your metabolism, and it'll help to keep you full longer. One thing that you want to do when you are eating your meals is to always pair with a protein. And again, I'll talk more about food tomorrow, but you want to be eating a carb or a vegetable always with the protein, just so that you'll stay fuller longer. The protein will actually help you to, like I said, feel satisfied, keep you full longer, and also to help repair your muscles. Another quick tip to have smaller portions is to eat off of a smaller plate. It's something to do with the brain, and it's something to do with the way that the brain works, is that when you see your food on a smaller plate, it looks like a lot more food, and so it's just kind of a psychological thing. Another thing that causes belly bloat is actually eating really rich fatty foods. Because fat takes longer to digest than protein or carbs. So if you can limit your fats, then that's a good idea. Now, healthy fats are good for you. Things like avocado and nuts are usually good, but I'm talking like fats like those fried processed kind of grossness. The third thing that causes belly bloat is eating too fast. If you can eat more slowly, then that will really help to get rid of the belly bloat. If you eat too fast, and you end up sucking in a lot of air, and you get a lot of air trapped in your stomach, and that just kind of pushes your belly out and makes you feel generally not very well. And this is kind of hard from a healthcare professional part, because a lot of times we're trying to scarf our food down when, in between calls or in between patients. And I'm sure this is probably true for a lot of other people too. So just try to slow it down a little bit. And even to try to drink more water. So if you're eating a meal, to drink sips of water in between bites. This will help to slow down. This will help to make you feel more full, so that you generally eat less, which is always a good thing. The fourth thing is to get moving. So you should be doing about 20 to 30 minutes of vigorous exercise 4 to 5 times a week. And when I say this, you want to have your heart rate up. So it can be walking, but you want to be walking at a fairly brisk pace. I'm going to talk a little bit more about HIIT training in a few minutes. And then just kind of some other general tips for getting rid of belly bloat and feeling better is to get some more sleep. It's actually been proven that people who get 6 to 7 hours of sleep a day, or a night, I guess, have, just feel generally healthier and get less bloating. And lastly is just stress. So getting rid of stress by relaxing with your friends and family, meditating, exercising to blow off steam, or even getting counseling if you think you need it. So this is like the hot topic here right now, is how to get a six-pack and get rid of the belly fat and wings. Who wants to know this? Anybody? This is something that I was really interested in for a long time, because I've always wanted a six-pack. So I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but there's no quick fix for getting abs or for getting rid of these lovely wings here. A lot of people think, and I get this question a lot, is like, how do I get rid of the belly fat? How do I get rid of my wings? How do I get rid of the back fat? And the thing is, you can't spot, you can't like do a spot fix. It's all about the whole body as a whole. So basically the reason for this is because you can't turn fat to muscle. What you can do is you can lose fat and you can build muscle, and I'm going to tell you how. So basically it's all about diet and exercise. And when I say diet, I don't mean diet, I mean like healthy eating. I hate that word diet. It's just kind of got a really negative ring to it. Now when I'm talking exercise, specifically you want to be doing HIIT training, and HIIT stands for high intensity interval training. And what this is like, in order to do that, you would do some sort of a warm-up. You would go really hard for about 30 seconds. You would rest for about a minute to 3 minutes. And then you would do about 8 sets of this for about 20 to 30 minutes. And then you'd also add strength training to that. So if you were going for a walk, if you were kind of doing this like walking, running, you would want to, run really, really hard for 30 seconds and then jog or walk for 1 to 3 minutes. And then repeat that 8 times through. And what that's going to do is there's something to do with the growth hormones, where it just kind of increases the release of growth hormones in your body, and this really helps to kick up your metabolism and to burn fat. And the other part of this is that your metabolism actually gets a bigger boost for longer periods of time than it would with normal cardio. So if you were just to do a jog for that 20 to 30 minutes, you're actually going to get more out of doing HIIT training. And it gives you all the benefits of traditional cardio. So personally, this is why I love my Beachbody on demand workouts. Honestly, I can do them anywhere. I don't even need to leave my house, which is a huge time saver for me. And all of my workouts that I do are generally about 30 minutes in length, and they incorporate strength and cardio just in one session. Hey Sherry, thanks for tuning in. And most of my workouts are HIIT, and most of the workouts on Beachbody on Demand are HIIT training, or high intensity interval training. The other thing that I really like about it is that I can choose from so many different ab workouts on there, and most of them are only like 10 to 11 minutes long, so it's a lot easier than me just trying to do like straight out crunches or do my own little workout. I've got somebody kind of screaming in my ear like a personal trainer telling me, okay, now you got to do this and do that. So I'm actually going to do my ab blaster workout for you guys. I'm going to post it in another post, and I'm going to tell you exactly what to do in that other post, but I'm going to show it to you right here. So I'm just going to go into my house. I'm on my deck right now. I love working outside when I can, when it's nice weather out. So I'm going to go in here so that I can show you this workout. You can do it along with me. I'm also going to post the workout. I'm going to post it in a post, the exact exercises, so that you can do them later on, because I think that will be a little bit more helpful for you. So first off, when it comes to the abs, there are actually 4 different ab muscles that we use when we work out. So the first one, the most well-known one, is called the rectus abdominis, and that's basically your six-pack. So in order to get a six-pack, like I said before, you need to burn the fat, so you need to get rid of the fat that's on top, and you need to tone that muscle. A lot of people try to do those weighted ab exercises, and those are okay, but I would actually recommend against them. I would say do more body weight exercises, because what happens is if you're doing weighted exercises and building up the muscle underneath here, it's basically making your stomach bigger. So unless you get rid of that fat layer first, even if it's just a tiny little layer of fat, your stomach's actually going to look bigger by building that muscle. So I always, personally, I don't use weights when I work my abs. I just use straight body weight, and that's perfectly enough. So I don't have a six-pack. I left my six-pack in the fridge, but I'm working on it. For us women, it's really hard to get a six-pack. It's not impossible. It involves a really strict diet and a lot of cardio exercise to try to get rid of that layer of fat. Because I think you need, I'm not sure the exact statistics, but I think it's you need to be down to 16 to 18% body fat in order for your abs to show. So let's get on with it. The ab blaster workout. So first, I recommend doing some cardio. So like I said, HIIT training, cardio, 20 to 30 minutes. Do that, and then we're going to go into the ab exercises. So I recommend doing about 3 sets of 15 reps of each of these. So the first exercise, and if you want to do it along with me, get down on the floor, put your phone down there, and do it with me. So the first one is just a basic crunch. Can you guys see me there? I did try this there. I think that's a little bit better. Sorry about that. Okay, so first is just a basic crunch. So you want your knees just like this, and all you're going to do is put your hands behind your head, and you're just going to lift up. Now, when you're lifting up, you don't want to be pulling on your head like this. You don't really even want to be using your arms. Your hands should just be to support the back of your neck and your head. You don't want to be using your arms to pull it all. You want to be using all abs. And this is going to use that rectus abdominis, that six-pack muscle, to pull up. Now, if you have a hard time getting all the way up, you can put your feet under something, under a couch or something, or you can just do smaller little crunches. When you're doing your crunches, you want to be able to put a fist between your chin and your chest and just coming up. And that's your basic crunch, just like that. Next exercise I'm going to show you is a toe touch. So again, same muscle that we're working here, our rectus abdominis. So same thing, your feet are going to be straight up in the air, and we're just going to reach up to our toes. So for something like this, we want to be doing 30 of these, one on each side. So this is going to work our rectus abdominis, as well as these side muscles here, which are called the external obliques. The next one is a reverse curl. So this is another one that you might have seen a lot of. And to do this, we're basically just going to lay on the ground. You want your head up a tiny bit, so you're putting a bit of tension on your abs. Again, hands just behind your head, supporting your head, and we're going to bring our legs back and forth. We're not going to touch our feet to the ground. I know you can't see that, but we're not going to be, my back is off of the ground, and that's all I'm doing. Now this is also rectus abdominis right here, but we're working more the lower as opposed to the basic crunch that we're working kind of the higher up, the upper abs. Next, we're going to do some bicycles. This is another common one, but it's a really great exercise. So it's basically just the same as like what I've just showed you. So again, same position with your hands behind your head just slightly, and your shoulder blades if possible, up off the ground, and you're just going to do a basic bicycle. If you have a hard time doing this, you can touch your foot to the ground each time. And you're really going to feel that right kind of in the middle of your abs here. So this will work everything, including your rectus abdominis as well as your internal obliques. Next one is going to be scissors or leg raises. This one's not very fun, but all you're going to do is, again, same thing, head slightly off the ground. If you find a hard time doing this one, you can put your hands under your butt like this to raise yourself off the ground a little bit. You're basically just going to be laying on the ground, kicking 1 foot up at a time. Now you're not going to touch the ground in between this. So this is kind of the modification that to make this a little bit easier, you can keep 1 foot on the ground at all times and lift. Again, you want your head and your shoulder blades lifted off the ground. To make this more difficult, you have your head and shoulder blades off the ground and not touching the ground. Coming about an inch to the ground, keeping your legs as straight as possible. And that's also going to work basically your rectus abdominis, so that six-pack muscle right there. Next is a side crunch. So these are going to work your obliques, your internal and external obliques. So all it is a basic crunch, except your knees are going to be off to the side. No, it's a little bit hard for you to see me there. So your knees are going to be off to the side like this. Again, same basic position. You're going to be crunching straight up. Your chest and your chin should be going up towards the ceiling. 15 of these on this side, switch sides, 15 on this side. Then we're going to go into a C-sit twist. I really like this one, it's kind of fun. So your C-sit twist, you're just going to be sitting on the ground. To make this easier, you want your legs on the ground, your feet on the ground. To make it harder, feet off the ground. And you're basically just going to twist from side to side. And you're going to keep looking forward while you're doing this. You should feel this, after you do a few of them, right in the sides here. And that's your external obliques. Next one's kind of a fun one. It's called an ab attack. So this one you're going to add in a little bit more cardio, because we're going to be adding a squat into this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to squat down. When I squat down, my knees are going to stay behind my toes. So our basic squat down, and I'm going to put my hand out. So I'm going to put my hand out when I'm down, and then I'm going to come up, bring my knee up like that. Down, up. And so what we're doing here is we're working a little bit of cardio. We're working some more muscles because we're working our legs, we're working our butt, and we're also working this muscle here, so our external oblique and our internal oblique, by doing these exercises. Got a couple more for you here. So I'm going to show you a basic plank. Basic plank position is just elbows down on the ground, and then your feet down. So when you're doing your plank you don't want your butt up in the air like this. You want to have a nice flat back, nice and straight. You also don't want to be arching your back like this. After a couple seconds, you should be feeling this. You might even be shaking a bit, but make sure that your butt doesn't come up like that. To make this a little bit easier, you can actually come up on your hands and you can hold that position like this. This makes it easier. This is the harder version right here. Next, we're going to do a plank twist. So this is going to work, planks actually work your transverse abdominals. These are your stabilizers. There we go. So these work your stabilizer muscles, your core. This is going to help you with balance. This is going to help you with kind of any sort of, this is really going to help back problems. If you have back pain, this will help that. So the next one is actually a plank twist. So we're going to be up in a push-up position. So again, same position. I don't want those butts up in the air. You want your butt kind of down, not down like this, just down in nice straight position. And what you're going to do is you're going to hold that position. You're just going to bring your knee to your elbow, knee to elbow. And this is going to work right through your core right here. So this is more transverse and your internal obliques. So just like this. Now, to make this one a little bit easier, you can tap your toe. So try to bring it in to the side, tap your toe. Remember, keeping your butt down. Then we're going to do our last one, which is a low runner or a toe tap. And this is fairly similar to the last one. So I'm going to show you the easier way first. The easier way is up on your hands like this. You're just tapping just like that. Now,
To make this a little bit more difficult, you're gonna bring your foot in and back. So you're not going to tap your toe. When you get really good at this, you can start doing it that you're kind of switching. So just like this. Yeah, Jenny, these are amazing for lower back pain. Now with the ones I just showed you, like those kind where you're like the runners, I would modify those at first, but things like these basic planks are awesome for back pain. And this wasn't one I was going to add in, but I will add it in for you. Are things to work like specifically your lower back. So that would be things like, sorry, I'm just trying to move my computer and stuff here. Things like coming up into a Superman, so you can't see my feet, but my feet are up in the air and my arms are up in the air. And holding that position, these are really good for lower back problems. And even kind of holding that position up, bringing your arms back and kind of arching up, that will work a lot of back muscles and a lot of the lower back muscles. Hey, Candace. And there was another really good one for lower back, and I just kind of had a brain fart because, again, the chat distracted me. Anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed this. So that is the ab workout. I'll be posting this really shortly, just kind of in another post. And so I have an assignment today for you to implement this. And I know you guys are like, oh gosh, okay. You know, I've already done my assignment today. I've already introduced myself. But what I want you to do today, I'm going to post all these exercises just so that you can kind of read them off. You can always refer back to this video if you have a question about how to do the actual exercise, or even just post a message if you have problems with it. So I want to know what you can do differently to get rid of the bloat. What kind of things can you do, you know, that we've talked about as far as, like, you know, either eating slower, drinking water in between bites, having smaller portions, using smaller plates. What can you do differently to try to get rid of that bloat and to try to make some changes? Also, and how will you make that change? And then, of course, the other thing I want you to do, give these exercises a try. If you want to try this workout, that would be awesome. So the workout is 20 to 30 minutes of cardio, specifically HIIT training, if you can do it. And then to do 3 sets of each exercise, so 15 reps of each exercise if it's just kind of a flat one. If it's one that's alternating sides, it's 15 per side. So it's 3 times through. And I'm going to get you to post that on a different post. I don't want you posting it in here, only because it's really hard for me to follow who posts and when you're posting, because the video kind of goes all weird and sometimes I miss them, and I don't want to miss any of this. I want to be able to comment and be able to interact with you guys. So stay tuned for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to talk more about belly bloat, but I know this is really what you guys are all looking forward to, is to find out more about food. So I'm going to be talking specifically about the foods that you should be eating to get rid of belly bloat, and also the ones that you really shouldn't be eating, the ones that cause a lot more belly bloat than anything. And Sherry, some tightening in your back. So that could be because of improper form. You probably are going to be feeling a little bit of tightening in your back. Just make sure that you're keeping your core tight when you do any of these exercises. I'm assuming you're doing some of the planks. That's what you're having the tightening in your back for, the planks or the exercises laying on the ground. Okay. Anyways, you can just comment, Sherry, and I'll answer that. So anyways, ladies, thank you so much for tuning in live. I can't wait to hear your comments and see what you're going to do to try to get rid of some of the bloat. And I want to see what you guys think of this ab video. Or sorry, ab exercise. Sorry, it's not an actual workout video, but this is what I use my Beachbody on demand for. Like, it's honestly amazing for ab workouts. There's so many to choose from. Like, every day I'm just like, oh, which one am I gonna do today? Anyways, have an amazing Monday, and I will see you tomorrow at noon. Have a great day. Bye.